Hey everyone! In today's tutorial, I'll show you how to draw this realistic melting ice cream cone in Roblox Spray Paint. We'll go over layering, shading, highlights, and a few tips to keep your art safe from griefers. Let's jump in! First, let's put down a background. This helps protect your art from griefers drawing underneath or around it, and it makes your ice cream really pop. Use the square brush at the biggest size, and grab the ruler tool under the eyedropper to keep your lines straight. I like to rename this layer to something like BG or background, just to stay organized. Then use the plus button on the right to add your layers. If you have the extra layer pass, awesome. But even if you don't, 10 layers is plenty. Make sure your background is either layer 2 or layer 11, depending on how many you have. Now we can start drawing. Switch to the circle brush, add a new layer, and name it something like base colors. For the cone, I picked an orangey yellow beige and drew a tall vertical rectangle. Then a smaller horizontal one on top, like a big T. Next, I picked a light pinkish purple for the ice cream. You can totally go with brown for chocolate, white for vanilla, or even green for mint if that's your thing. Just draw a rounded rectangle a bit wider than the cone and a scoop on top in a big ol' circle. Now create a new layer called shading. We're just blocking in colors. Don't worry about blending yet. Use a slightly lighter and yellower tone than your cone base for the highlights, that's where the light hits. Then grab a darker, more saturated orange for the shadows. Simple and clean. To give it that waffle cone look, pick a pale yellow and draw a crisscross pattern. Slanted lines one way, then the other. Doesn't need to be perfect, just enough to get the vibe across. Now we're shading the ice cream. Grab a deeper, more vibrant purple and place it where the ice cream creases or melts, under curves or in little dips. Then use an in-between purple for the rest of the scoop. I used it to add some drips too, because ice cream always melts super quickly. I added sprinkles here, but I actually recommend saving that for later. Trust me, it'll be easier. You can add a drop shadow here if you want to. I just picked a slightly darker and warmer shade of my background color to add the illusion of a shadow. We'll make it better later. Let's get into blending. Here's the trick. I use the 0.1 circle brush and just color pick like crazy. For the cone, pick your shadow orange. Then grab a dark brown for the very deepest parts, like the inside of the waffle diamonds. Darker to the left, lighter to the right, because that's just how our lighting works today. Use the color slider to find a few transition shades in between your base and shadows. That's where the magic of blending happens. Color picking as much as possible in between your darks and lights. Make sure your blending is on a new layer on top of your base color layer. Appropriately named blending or something similar. Same technique here. I actually went back and deepened the shadows once I saw I needed them, so don't be afraid to tweak as you go. Use a circular motion with your dark purples in melted spots and where the scoop caves in. Then just layer those midtones, base tones, and highlights until it all comes together. Color pick, color pick, color pick. Do it until you're satisfied with the blending. Make sure your lines follow the shape of the ice cream, wrapping around curves and dips. It's what gives it that 3D real-world feel. Now's the time. On a new layer, use the 0.45 circle brush and add in those bright sprinkle dots. Then, make another layer on top of that. Go back to your 0.1 brush and add shadows on the left side of each sprinkle and highlights on the right. Tiny details matter. On the topmost layer, use a 0.2 brush, color pick your background, and trace around the edge of your cone and scoop to clean everything up. Make sure you're doing this on the top layer so it sits above your other work. Now, let's make the cone feel grounded. Use a darker version of your background and add a soft shadow underneath the bottom edge of the cone. Start with your darkest tone closest to the cone, then fade out with a mid-tone. Drop opacity to 0.2 and use a 0.45 brush to soften the edges. You can even use the background color again to help blend it naturally into the floor. Now's the time to polish. Zoom in, clean up anything rough, fix any stray edges, or add extra blend layers if something feels too harsh. Then add your username so no one can steal your beautiful creation. Once you're satisfied with your work, click the file icon in the top right and save it. Let's not let all of that hard work go to waste, right? And then you can load it on your private server and show all of your friends your masterpiece. If you want a clean screenshot or video, click the settings gear, disable player visibility, and turn on safe mode. No one will be able to see your art, and you won't see anyone else's either. Perfect for getting clean shots of your work. And that's it. If you have questions, comments, or requests, drop them down below. Let me know if you found this tutorial helpful, and if you want more Roblox Spray Paint content, subscribe down below. And as always, thanks for watching.